Commander continues. We have seen some of the Morph Deck, and we gotta talk about this.
We're going to talk about cards. If this is what you're wanting to do, then you're in the right place.
Let's zip zap zoop right into it.
Let's zip zap zoop right into it. Is that the best intro we've ever done?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, good. Hello, and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. Hey, everybody, we really appreciate you watching. Just to remind you of our schedule, Sunday and Wednesday nights, we are streaming new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Unless we are in set previews, which we are right now, let's just slide right in. Jake, look at this. We've got a vampire that's got green in it now.
Oh, is that a first?
Yeah, I think it's a first.
I didn't even think about that.
The Twitterverse was talking about how it was a first. We've got a lot of cards to get through today, everybody. We are going to kind of zip through them. There's quite a few of them are reprints, and so we're not going to spend too much time on them. I'm just going to kind of scan through. Road of Return, I really like that it puts the commander from your hand or into your hand from the command zone. That's pretty unique, especially for 2 green.
Yeah, that's really interesting, and it's a cool card, and it's cool to see this kind of versatility on a card,
yeah.
And they're playing around with new ideas.
Absolutely. Sudden Substitution swaps a non-creature spell on the stack for a creature on the battlefield. What? I have never seen anything like this.
I love Split Second.
Yeah, Split Second
So
can't even
cool.
be countered. It's crazy. We'll jump back to
Rayami.
This
is weird.
It's a weird effect.
It's
It's unlike any effect I've ever seen. And look at this, by the way. Noah Bradley art. And look at this little creature right here. This little sad sloth baby. That's just like, I don't know who I belong to.
Can you zoom in on it?
Yeah, let's zoom in on this little sloth. Oh look, Scryfall has named it Honey, I Traded the Kids. Look at this little thing.
Aww.
What is this? What is that?
It's just like a little booble,
just a little floof, man. Somebody find out what kind of creature that is. It's gonna become the new mascot of Jake and Joel Are Magic. Rayami, First of the Fallen. Very cool that we've got a green vampire. Pretty clearly a Zendikar looking vampire here. What with the Hedron looking ruins or something behind him. And the ability is fine. You exile creatures and it gains their abilities. It's fine.
It's a commander that people are going to play around with, and it's going to be maybe they'll make it a tribal vampire thing with like some cool ramp and counter effects. I don't know. It'll
be weird to play a tribal vampire without red in it, but yeah, possibly. Yep. Let's scroll up and look at Volewrap, the Shape Stealer. At the beginning, put a -1/-1 counter until your next turn for 1 mana anytime. Becomes a copy of target creature with a counter on it. With a counter on it, doesn't have to be that -1/-1 creature.
Right.
A -1/-1 counter creature. Except it's 7/5 and has this ability retained. Pretty nifty.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. It's going to be, and it's low cost too.
Right, absolutely.
Green.
This works really well, as the head of what were previously Hapatra decks. Put in some tutor so you can go and get your Hapatra and just be comboing off of each other with Volewrap and her on the field at the same time. But it's essentially saying, hey, here's a better Hapatra general, and you get to add blue in.
Yeah, dude.
At least in my mind. That's how I look at Volewrap. We've got an Ixodron reprint. We can manifest cards now by tapping this 3-cost artifact that's clearly got Ugin influence rocking and rolling.
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It lets you turn it face up for its mana cost if it's a creature.
Yep, it's cool. And I love Pendant. I love Pendant of Prosperity.
Pendant of Prosperity is very interesting.
It's such a group hug
Yeah,
card.
Absolutely. It is a group hug card.
It's kind of like putting a target on an opponent.
Right.
Like, you give them this card, and now people are suddenly looking at them instead of you. I think it's really neat.
It is very interesting, and it's like, you know, whatever works for you works for me too. I like that. We've got a reprint of Death Myth's Raptor. We've got a reprint of Strionic Resonator. We've got Vesuvian Shapeshifter. The cool one on this row to me is Gift of Doom. Enchant creature has Death Touch and Indestructible. It's a morph, so it's cast as a 2/2, and you can flip it up at any time. So instant speed, sack a creature, give a creature Death Touch and Indestructible. This card is so dope to me. It is definitely going in a few decks. Now, however, you got to look at this from the other side. With all these morph creatures and megamorph spells in this set, if you start taking them out singularly and putting them in other decks, it's going to be pretty telltale that, oh, that's Gift of Doom right there. Let's ace that 2/2. It's really got to be in a deck where you can hide them. But what this shows to me is that they're getting very creative with using morph, and I appreciate the hell out of that.
Well, what's interesting about it, and I will say this about Gift of Doom, is if you have a dude on the battlefield and then they go to ace it, you can always sacrifice the creature in order to turn this face up. Sure. Or I guess you do have to have two creatures on the battlefield, but
yeah, for it to really take effect, yeah.
Yeah, I do like that you don't have to have mana up in order to morph this thing. I think that's going to be the reason that it's played.
Oh yeah, it's going to be interesting to play against a deck that's got a ton of morph, and you're not really ever quite sure what it is that you're fighting. Above that, we've got Warrior.
Protector.
Yeah, we've got a Warrior Megapro. We've got a Thieving Amalgam that is pretty interesting. An Ape Snake. Whenever a creature you control but don't own dies, its owner loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. It's a very interesting one, and I think it's a very specific kind of card as well.
Yeah, that's true. The drain is really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're manifesting the top card of that player's library. Anyway, past that, we've got a new legendary with Grismold, the Dread Sower. At the beginning, you get, or your instep, every player creates a 1/1 plant, and whenever a creature token dies, he gets a +1/+1 counter. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a group hug card as well.
Yep, absolutely. Bane of the Living flips up. This is kind of like the worm that is in every black EDH deck that gives everything -2/-2.
I love that art. I love that art.
The art is dope, and it can be -X/-X, so you got a morph board wipe as well.
Look at all those faces on the body of that worm.
Oh, I know. This insect. This giant centipede thing.
Awful.
Got a reprint of Vraska the Unseen. Got Apex Altasaur, which I want to take a second talk about. When it enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. But it's got Enrage, so whenever it's dealt damage, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. So essentially, until its toughness is whittled all the way down, you've got this dinosaur that can just come into the battlefield and board wipe.
Yeah. I mean, if you get Indestructible on this, it is
a board wipe.
Yeah, it's rough.
You've got to figure out some way to stack some instant speed and Indestructible on it. But nonetheless, this is a card that when I read it, I went, oh, wait, does that mean... Oh, wait, that means... Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, this guy can just come in and stomp everybody.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. It is really good. If you build this around something like Pestilence, for example...
Oh, yeah.
Just like ping it for 1 on an enchantment. I mean, among many other different spells that can do similar effects.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this will just come out and clean up the board quite nicely.
Trail of Mystery is more of the kind of cards that we've seen, that are kind of new cards that we've seen. So they've printed a lot of new cards that are essentially cantripping these morph creatures so that you can keep your hand filled up a lot. And this is one that they, decided to keep in there. Chrome Shell Crab, you know him, you love him.
We know that card.
Yep.
Cool art.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep, and it's exchanging. Thought Sponge is one I really like. Yeah, I like the art of this. I like that it's a good card for Tribal Sponge. Thought Sponge enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counters on it.
Sponge, right?
Yeah, exactly. Equal to the greatest number of cards an opponent has drawn this turn. So anybody with their Consecrated Sphinx on the field that just goes nuts and finally goes, okay, I'm done. You go, how many did you draw? And you drop a Thought Sponge on the battlefield. And then when it dies, you get to draw the cards equal to its power. So that's pretty cool. Look, I had it explained to me this way. You got to look at this card at its absolute floor. So you've got a 4-cost flashing 2/2 that when it dies, you draw 2 cards. That's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's not.
At its floor, it's not a bad creature. And if whatever its ceiling is, it could be insanity.
Yes, it could. It could, in theory, an opponent could, draw 50 cards a turn. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I've seen people just sit there and draw until they're finally done, and they're like 74 cards deep.
Yeah, EOT Thought Sponge, and then Key to the City Thought Sponge.
Stratus Dancers after that. Flip it, counter an instant or sorcery, and it's got Megamorph. Keru Spell Snatcher, when it's turn face up, counter the spell it. Yep. Nantuko Vigilante, turn it up, destroy an artifact or enchantment. After that, we got some land reprints: Sungrass Prairie, Cinder Glade, Prairie Stream, Sunken Hollow.
Now, I'm not even familiar with Sungrass Prairie. Hold on one second. I want to see where that's from. Is this its first?
It's an Odyssey card, and then it got a printing in Commander 2016, and then it got a reprint this time. It was actually in Commander Anthology 2 as well. There's the original.
Gotcha. So it was a rare originally.
Yep, okay, from Odyssey. Cool. It's not a high value card, but it is nice that they're putting some good lands in here. I look at it and I say, yeah, that's a good land. Above that, we've got three reprints. I'm pretty sure Tempt with Discovery is a reprint. I think I remember it being in an earlier Commander set. Yeah, 2013 and 2016. It's one of those Tempt cards. We've got a great reprint of Sakura Tribe Elder with... It's not my favorite art of a Sakura Tribe Elder. My favorite art is the... Is this one,
new art?
Of course.
Is this...
No, I think we've actually seen this art once before. I might be wrong about that. Oh, it was a Magic Online promo.
Oh, promo.
There we go. So now that art is in paper, if we're correct about this being the first printing of that. We've got a reprint of Farseek. Thalia's Geistcaller. This is a new card. Whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, create a 1/1 flyer. Right, sack a spirit, it gets indestructible. It's a 3/1. It's not going to swing any games, but it's still a solid little creature with a good effect.
Yeah, I think it's really good for aggro. I'm trying to think if a card like this has any sort of legacy playability. I don't think it does. I do like the lifelink on it.
Yeah, 3 costs, probably not
notable, but I don't know. It's not awful.
Right. Moving up from that, we've got Great Oak Guardian, Flash Reach, enters the battlefield. Creatures target player controls get +2/+2 until end of turn. Hooded Hydra, X counters when it dies, create a 1/1 for each counter on it. Plus it's got Morph when it's turn up, put 5 counters on it. Reality Shift, which we've seen, exile a creature, its controller manifests. And Sagu Mauler, which we've also seen, is a good Morph creature. So here we saw the basic lands, and this is cast the spell only during combat. Your opponents can't cast spells this turn into the combat phase. So essentially, it's like skip a combat.
This on Isochron, dude. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, skip combat phases, no combat phase. Yeah, shuts any kind of Voltron deck down, shuts down any kind of zoo or go wide army buff deck. That could be
really good.
A really good card.
That card is really good.
You've got some dope art here from Elena. Let's credit this artist correctly. Elena Danner. Got some great basic land art for these Commander basics. River Kelpie, 5 cost. Whenever it or another permanent enters the battlefield, draw a card. Whenever a player casts a spell from a graveyard, draw a card. And it's got Persist, so you're going to get to draw 2 cards.
I like that player.
Yeah,
a player.
Right, and anybody interacting with your graveyard, you're going to get to draw a card. Empowered Auto Generator, I'm not super taken with this one, but it is very interesting. It enters the battlefield tapped for 4. You can tap it to put a charge counter on it. It adds the mana right there while it's putting the charge counter on it. So you tap, add 1, tap, add 2, add 2. Or add a second counter, add 2 mana. That's what I'm saying. It could be great over a long time. Absolutely it could be great because it's just going to keep getting more and more powerful. Also puts a big target on you for whatever artifact removal, so it's something that's going to get shot down. What do you think of Empowered Auto Generator? I guess dies to removal isn't the best.
I think it's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I auto want it for Karavik.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For high converted mana cost decks, average converted mana cost deck, I would say that would be huge.
That mana rock right there rewards any long game. I mean, by the end of the game, dude, this thing might be tapping for 15, 20 mana.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at this. This doesn't have to go in a deck that's built specifically like these precons with Morph or something like that. Any deck that's got any kind of counter increasing effects across the board, any proliferate. I mean, look at this.
Oh, not just proliferate, but I'm thinking about any artifacts that untap.
Oh yeah,
artifacts.
Right.
I mean,
this
is just
double tap. Yeah.
This is going to be built into an infinite combo. Yeah. I can already see it happening.
Yeah, I could see that one absolutely being a huge problem. Let's start over here because the cool one's over here. Backdraft Hellkite's pretty cool. Whenever it attacks, it gives everything flashback equal to its mana cost, instants, and sorceries. That's really dope. I like that card.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Yep.
I love that.
Right.
Honestly, when it attacks, everything gains flashback. I mean,
it would be great in a deck that is already about attacking and having an army, so that you've got Fires of Yavimaya or something to give everything haste, or Anger in the graveyard, something like that. So it comes out and immediately starts going.
Yeah, it's a really good dragon.
This is the kind of creature that you swing at the player that's got nothing, and they're like, "Why are you attacking me?" And it's like, "Look, I just want the flashback trigger. It's just 4. Sit over there and relax."
Political card.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, sorry, I just need it to attack where I know it's going to survive. That's my bad. Yeah, Ignite the Future, exile the top 3. You can play those cards if it's cast from the graveyard. You can play those cards without playing their mana cost. That could be huge for 8 mana.
This is the card that they printed so that they didn't print Past in Flames, is what it looks like.
Yeah, probably so.
I think that, man, I like it. I really do like it. Like red is one of those kind of decks where sometimes it burns out and this kind of kicks it in, man.
Telling you, Karavik would love this spell because you can recast some of your hard-hitting instants or sorceries, or you can dig down and hopefully get 3 of them off at once. It's kind of a coin flip, but maybe you could fix the top of your library some.
I mean, if it were cast from a graveyard, you may play cards this way without paying their mana cost. So the only thing is, you don't want mana to be on top, but you might get Havoc Festival and Wind Reflection, and then you just win. I mean, it's a cool card. It's chaos. It's random. I like the RNG of it. It's nice. Yeah, it's nice.
Prismatic Strands is a sort of fog that has a easy flashback of tapping an untapped white creature. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Over here, though, Legendary Creature Wall. Flying Defender enters the battlefield. Choose left or right. Each player can only attack in the direction.
Oh my god, dude.
I love this card. This is a kind of card that I want to build a straight Pillow Fort deck that may or may not have any kind of conclusion in mind. But in these colors, I mean, you've got blue-white on here, so you can flash this whenever you want to, essentially, and change the direction of attackers based on who is the biggest threat. It's just, this seems so fun to me. I'm not sure how you win with it necessarily, but it would be a fun deck to sit down and be like, all right, I'm playing Pramicon.
Well, I'll tell you how you win with it. You win through your opponent's natural body urges for hunger or thirst.
wanting to hit you but resisting and leaving instead.
Boredom.
Yeah.
Like It's definitely one of those kind of decks where people you just kind of put your opponents in a situation where they feel awful. And there's a card as well, and I know that it's an enchantment and it's white, and it says, I'm pretty sure the same thing. When it enters the battlefield, choose left or right.
Oh yeah, Mystic Barrier. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what is the interaction if you choose left or right on Mystic Barrier,
and then the opposite on Pramicon? I have no idea. You can only attack behind you.
I mean, with both of them on the battlefield, do they kind of make it to where you can't attack anybody?
Yeah, I have no idea. I really have no idea.
Oh my god. If you're watching this, please drop it in the comments how that's going to work, because that just sounds absolutely awful.
Yes, absolutely it does. Moving up, we've got, of course, we've got Ghostly Prison reprint. We've got Ral Zarek reprint. Cool to see original Ral back on the scene. We've got Dockside Extortionist. When it enters the battlefield, you make X treasures, where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control.
100% amazing.
This is so good, man. You play, this is good for your Karavik deck because you get treasure tokens to get him out ASAP. You're just firing down the field every time anything is cast.
This is good for, honestly, any deck that's running artifacts that's in these colors, artifacts or enchantments.
Yeah.
You could have a way to just crap out your entire hand and then just go off with like a huge spell super early. I don't know. I think this is way good, dude.
He's just a cool goblin pirate. He really is.
I wouldn't even be surprised if this ends up in some sort of legacy build where somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, finally, this is a card I've been waiting for." It's cheap. It's it plays right alongside, I don't know, like Hoppers and just random shit. I can't wait to see what this card does. I think it's really cool art. I always love goblins. I love that it's a pirate.
Yeah. And it's like my favorite representation of how goblins look. It's how goblins look in World of Warcraft, honestly. That's what I think a goblin should look like.
It really does. It really does look like one of those goblins over... I
don't know if that's racist against goblins, but,
No, I don't think
that's just my opinion.
It looks like one of the goblins over in, that spot in the Barrens. You know what I'm talking about?
Gadgetzan, or...
Not Gadget, but that spot over next to the shore where you could... Booty Bay? Is it Booty Bay?
Welcome back to our World of Warcraft channel.
Don't worry about it. We haven't played in forever. Food Time, help us out on this one.
Wall of Stolen Identity is next. It's a Frost Links that copies whatever it has Frost linked. It's like a Dungeon Geist, that copies whatever, except it's a wall and has Defender. So, you steal your Carador, you steal your opponent's Karavik, you steal your opponent's Atraxa, tap it down, you get the effects too. I think Wall of Stolen Identity is pretty dope.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that.
Over here we've got Elsa the Infinite. Prowess, look at the top card anytime. You can cast the top card if it's a non-creature, non-land, and you can cast it as though it had Flash.
Yeah, in a spells deck, I mean, sure.
Why not, right? We've got Faithless Looting. Look at this art on Faithless Looting. I didn't
even realize that they reprinted this.
Yeah, Jake's favorite card of all time, everybody. Faithless Looting. Let me look and see if this is brand new art. Is this?
It is.
Yeah, it says IDW Comics 2012. I don't even know what that is. It's a $20 card from IDW Comics, but...
So it's a card that came in a comic book.
Yeah.
This based on what you just showed me here with the disparity in price.
Right.
This is supposed to be like, people thinking, oh my gosh, it's a $20 art. This is going to be printed in Commander. This card art... because it's printed in Commander, it is going to have a little bit of a price that comes with it because Faithless is played in so many different formats. I could see that this card being, $5 to $7. It'll probably go lower, but then I could see it going back up. This is the only art. I think it's cool.
It's very cool art. Stormherd, we've seen Stormherd. Echoing Truth, I don't believe this is a new card. I think it's a reprint.
Yeah, this is a reprint. But Echoing Truth is an amazing card. It's really, really good. In Modern specifically, it's wonderful against people playing Lingering Souls. You just bounce all of their tokens. Which
I bet
is
that's
great.
a card in Pauper. Now that I'm looking at it too, I bet that plays in Pauper a lot.
For sure.
I'm gonna click on these Spanish cards. We've got return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand with a flashback cost. You've got Runic Repetition, return target exiled card with flashback you own to your hand, so you get that back. That's pretty cool. We've got Secretos de los Muertos.
Secrets of the Dead.
Which I'm going to guess is Secrets of the Dead. We've got, whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, draw a card. So a nice cantrip effect for all your flashback stuff. And then we've got the Clever Impersonator, which I believe also we have seen before. Yep, Khans of Tarkir. You may have Clever Impersonator in the battlefield as a copy of any non-land permanent. So it can enter as not only creatures, but artifacts and enchantments as well. 1,000 wins. Whenever it's turn face up, return all other tapped creatures to their owner's hands. Tezzeret's Gambit we've seen before. Will Bender we've seen. Ghastly Conscription we've seen. Skin Thinner, when it's turn face up, destroy target non-black creature. Silumgar Assassin, when it's turn face up, destroy target creature with 3 or less. We've seen that. We've seen Grim Haruspex. Hex we have seen, and unfortunately it's back. This is one of the most dope-looking cards that I hate so much, and always, essentially this says, whoops, there are 5 creatures on the battlefield.
Yeah. Boo.
Boo.
It is amazing art, though. It really is cool art.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very cool. Overwhelming Stampede, Explore, Cultivate, and Aenox Survivalist are back. I believe I'm going to confirm this. This is a reprint. Yep. Dragons of Tarkir. Lots of From Tarkir because Morph was in that set. Thelonite Hermit. All Saprolings get +1/+1 when it's turn face up. Create 4 1/1 Saprolings. This is a reprint.
It's relevant though. It's cool. Yeah. I think it's neat.
Yeah. Bounty of the Luxo we've seen. Biomass Mutation. Creatures you control have base power and toughness. You were actually telling me about this card. It's a kind of overwhelming stampede.
And look at the art on it, because you have a giant frog.
Yeah, giant frog like person, a merfolk, and then a lizard thing. Yeah, some kind of snake lizard thing.
So like very Simic and very much like, oh, you used turn to frog on one of my creatures. Well, get ready. You know, so it's like,
absolutely.
I think that's
cool.
It's
another kind of overwhelming stampede. It's a finisher for a go wide tokens deck.
At instant speed, though.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So swing out, no blocks. Okay. GG.
Everything's a 10/10 plus whatever it's got on it. Yeah. Putrefy. We've seen it. It's back. Sultai Charm, Urban Evolution, Secret Plans, Ice Feather, Aven. Is this one new? I'm not familiar with Ice Feather Aven. Nope, Khans of Tarkir. Whenever I don't know it, it's the set that I didn't play. Yep.
Yeah.
Soul Ring. Thran Dynamo, Ash Barrens, Bajuka Bog, Evolving Wilds, Darkwater Catacombs, Dimir Aqueduct, Command Tower. Back to this art. That's cool. Forgotten Cave. We've seen all of these lands. It's excellent that they're back. They're, necessities in Commander, so just keep them on here. Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. That's a cool rare to have in there as a land, and that brings us all the way up to Yavimaya Coast, and now we're caught up. So
we're caught up, baby.
I think we'll see more from the Morph deck. I'm fairly sure that that's not all of it yet. They are taking their time with these decks and showing them off one deck at a time, which I appreciate. Gives us a second to digest them and get hyped, man. I mean, Morph isn't the one I was looking forward to anyway, so it's fine that they've started with that one for me. There is some stuff in here to be excited for, but overall, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's keep them coming. What else you got?
Yeah. I think one of the cards I'm most excited for is, Faithless Looting that we're looking at right now. Just knowing that that's a really rare art that you can only get in here.
Yeah.
I think that that's neat. I think we have a lot of fun commanders and a lot of new abilities. I do like the giant Jeskai wall. As much as it seems awful to play against, I do like that kind of effect.
Old Pramicon. Right.
I mean, it's a legendary wall, man.
Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely cool to have. So after seeing...
do you think that's going to be a foil? Because that foil would be awesome.
Oh, man. I sure hope so. So. If not, that's the kind of card that will make it into some kind of Commander's anthology with with cool foiling for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you want to play that card, get like High Alert.
Yeah.
You can probably pick up the foil for cheap. But yeah, some pretty fun stuff today.
So far, I've really liked the ingenuity, you know, that morph enchantment that gives it indestructible and death touch, things like that. I'm excited to see where it takes us next with the Populate and the Madness decks, now that we've seen a good chunk of what they're thinking with the Morph deck and the Flashback decks.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with this empowered auto generator, because I feel like that is just... That thing is so close to just being broken, man. It is.
It's funny. I was so low on it when I first saw it, and now that we've been sitting here talking about it, I'm like, wait, actually, that could be really good. What am I thinking?
Yeah, play it like as early as okay. So land, Soul Ring Signet. Play this on turn 2. Tap it, and then you're off to the races.
Well, it comes into the battlefield tapped, but yeah, I get your point.
Oh yeah.
It grows out of control. I mean, that's. In like our friend Biff, you paint a big old target right on your head when you start doing stuff like that quickly.
Yeah, this card is really good. I can't wait to put it in everything.
That's gonna do it for us tonight, everybody. We really appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, you know all the stuff. Other than that, I'm tapped out.
And I am sadly taking all of my mesmeric orbs out of my mill deck.
We'll catch you later.